What do you suggest for a beginner who's starting to learn this? How can they mentally categorize AI so it does not feel overwhelming?
So my advice would be to start with the question: what kind of problem am I trying to solve today, right? And then ask which AI tool or which algorithm or technique kind of helps me solve it. So that reframe from AI as a subject to AI as a solution changes everything.
Welcome everyone to Vibrant Publishers podcast. Our guest for today is Karthik Chandrakant, who is a visionary AI and data science leader with 13 plus years of global experience at Amazon, MU Sigma, and Infogain. He specializes in generative AI, NLP, and ML and has built high-packed AI teams and solutions across industries. A TEDx speaker and visiting faculty at IIM Lucknow, he remains committed to his core mission, which is bridging the gap between AI theory and business impact and preparing the next generation of AI first thinkers and problem solvers. His latest book, Artificial Intelligence Essentials, is out now, so grab your copy today. The link is in the description. Welcome to the podcast, Karthik.
Thank you so much, Nakul. Pleasure being part of this podcast.
So, great to have you. And our topic for today is learning AI in 2026, where we will discuss skills, careers, and future of artificial intelligence. So, currently, as we all know, that there is a lot of hype in the world of AI. So, for a student or even a working professional, why is right now the most critical time to stop observing and start building a base in AI?
Right. We're at this inflection point that comes, I feel, once in a generation. Back in 2012, when I started my career in MU Sigma, nobody kind of knew what data science was, and people who got in built their careers early, and others kind of spent like the decade catching up. We're in that exact same moment now with AI, where except the window is much smaller and stakes are much higher. And the difference between why should you get into it now? It's the best time because AI has been disrupting all industries, right? And the sooner you get into it, the better. And
Right.
AI adoption has been on the rise. AI learning and democratization has been on the rise. Colleges are now coming up. Schools and colleges are now having AI in their curriculum. So the sooner you get your hands dirty, the better. And no better time than now, because the hype is real. But underneath this hype, there is genuine fundamental change. So students who wait for the dust to settle will find their seats already being taken, right? So now is a great time to get started for sure.
Correct. And AI can sometimes also get confusing with a lot of terms like neural networks, LLMs, ML. So, what do you suggest for a beginner who's starting to learn this? How can they mentally categorize AI so it does not feel overwhelming?
Yeah, I think people should stop looking or thinking of AI as one big intimidating thing, right? Think of it as a toolbox or a partner where neural networks, and there are different other terms which we use, but think of AI as a toolbox, right? When I wrote AI Essentials, I deliberately structured it so that readers could see the landscape before they go deep, right? So my advice would be to start with the question: what kind of problem am I trying to solve today, right? And then ask which AI tool or which algorithm or technique kind of helps me solve it. So that reframe from AI as a subject to AI as a solution changes everything, right? So that's where the entire aspect of curiosity becomes, curiosity before complexity always. So that's where I think this change in the way we look at it becomes very, very important mentally to categorize AI.
Right. And what is your opinion on the uh, belief that only a PhD level mathematician or someone great at stats can work in this field? And Do you think beginners can, with basic logic and curious mind, still build a successful career in this field?
Absolutely. I mean, like, do you need a PhD to work in AI? Absolutely not. I'm the living proof. I studied computers at RB College of Engineering, and of course, we did mathematics and statistics as part of it. But what got me to Alexa, or what got me to lead Alexa, AI, and Amazon was not a PhD, right? It was the ability to understand problems deeply and apply the right set of tools intelligently. And today, we live in a platform heavy world. I mean, there are a bunch of tools and technologies today with which is made available through an API. So you can build real AI applications without even probably writing a single line of complex code or a complex mathematical equation, right? So the entry bar has never been lower. What you need is being inquisitive, like you said, being more curious, the consistency and the willingness to get your hands dirty. So the need for PhD to be an AI practitioner, I would say, is a myth. Of course, it has its added advantage of where you can
Yeah.
use, how you can use the complex stuff that would be needed. But in today's world, at this pace of rapid democratization of AI, where the adoption is so high, the penetration is so high, the need for PhD is really not an entry level barrier.
Got it. So to make it more practical, let's say you were a student who has like 5 hours per week to spare to give time to learn AI. How would you build a solid base? What are the first steps and specific skills or tools that you would learn or master
Yeah.
first?
I would probably focus on in today's world of AI, right? The three things that I'd want to master first would be there are three things broadly. First thing being good with coding, right? When I say coding, in this case, it can be Python basics. I'm not talking about advanced level of it, but just enough to read and write simple scripts, right? 2 hours per week to do that kind of an activity alone for, like, let's say the next 2 to 3 months can be life changing for sure. Second thing that is very important in today's world is the ability and the to understand how to use APIs. A lot of platforms today are coming with different ways of using APIs, and you can actually do wonders, right? With OpenAI, with Anthropic API. Specifically, if you can work with this and build something small, it could be like a chatbot, a summarizer, or anything at all. But the ability for you to understand and use APIs is the second important thing that you should master. So API is nothing but a application programming interface, and this is nothing but APIs are mechanisms that enable two software components to communicate with each other. As simple as that,
Okay.
right? They have their fixed set of definitions and protocols, and through that they can communicate. Yeah, that's what an
Okay.
API is.
Great. Yeah. So you
Okay.
were saying first point.
Yeah. So the first one being fundamentals and basics of Python or coding. The second one being your ability to use these APIs in today's world, and the third one being learn prompt engineering really well. Right? It sounds very fundamental and basic, but it's genuinely the most underrated skill in 2026. So a person who can communicate precisely with an AI model, instructing it, constraining it, and even testing it is already more valuable than someone who can just run, pre-built models, I would say. So in 5 hours a week, that's your portfolio for the, for like 4 to 6 months. Should be good enough time to master all of these skill sets.
Got it. And you mentioned prompt engineering. It sounds a bit scary, but in the end, it's just talking with AI, you're using your language to communicate with AI. Do you have any tips in which we can improve or get better results from AI through prompt engineering?
Absolutely. In now English becoming the new coding language, prompt engineering becoming so important. What's very important, I mean, the different frameworks that one can use, but the most important and the fundamental one that I would suggest for effective AI prompting is always follow the RTC, right? That is role, task, and context. and this will help you generate precise outputs, right? So basically defining the role of the persona first, what action do you need, and give it enough context. And this should help you minimize any kind of ambiguity and improves the quality of the answer, and ensures the AI understands the why behind your request, right? So I would suggest using this guided, structured framework should help you get better answers for sure.
Correct, correct. Now, AI is not only limited to tech people. It's also something that is used in all the fields, to be honest, right now. So, how can students of marketing, HR, finance, all of these leverage AI Essentials, your latest book, to become more valuable in their specific industries?
Yeah, in my book AI Essentials, one of the things that I've done very deliberately is about writing this for the non-coders as well as much as it is for a coder, right? So what's very important here is a marketer who understands how to use AI for, let's say, use cases like segmentation, content generation, campaign optimization is more valuable today than a marketer who doesn't, right? Regardless whether they can code or not, because through your entire prompting, wipe coding, and different kinds of coding co-pilots and tools, you can get away with the does everyone need to code kind of a question. They can really use AI tools to help get started. But of course, in a similar context for HR, right, using AI for, let's say, screening, onboarding, learning and development initiatives. For finance, it could be AI for forecasting, anomaly detection, or reporting. So the question really isn't can I code, but the question is more of do I understand what AI can do in my domain, right? That understanding is what exactly the book was designed to build, and that is the new competitive advantage, I would say.
Right, interesting. Interesting. Now, I wouldn't say that it's the early stage of AI. I think it's been quite some time AI has been here, and we've seen what it can do and what its power is. But looking at the next 2 to 5 years, what do you think is the next big wave in AI that the students or professionals should be preparing for today?
Um, Definitely, this is evolving rapidly, and everybody needs to catch up with it for sure. And if I were to tell you what are the next big wave in the next couple of years, definitely we're seeing this big wave of agentic AI today. We are moving from a world of AI that responds to an AI that acts, right? Systems that just don't answer your question but execute multiple steps autonomously. Let's take an example of OpenClaw for that example, right? These are early signals, of course. So students who understand how to build and orchestrate these AI agents will be more sought after professionals in the upcoming years. And the other thing that is also rapidly evolving is the entire aspect of AI at the edge, running models locally on devices without any cloud dependency, privacy, speed, cost, and all of them driving together, right? And of course, with the whole setup of ethical and responsible AI, a combination of agentic systems and edge computing is going to create the category of next gen jobs in this domain. And it's very important for learners and students to kind of start learning about these things now. Voice AI is also it's already developed so much, but from a multimodality point of view, voice is becoming a very important aspect in the world of AI today.
Okay, understood. And you mentioned ethical concerns. What do you think would become a problem going ahead with relation to ethics in AI?
Right. I think start by asking two fundamental questions before anybody starts up any kind of project, right? The first one being, who could this harm? And the second one being, what happens when this is wrong, right? AI systems can fail, models can hallucinate, data has bias, and there are edge cases that exist, right? So the beginner who bakes these questions into their thinking or the mindset in itself from day one fundamentally builds better systems than someone who treats ethics or responsible AI as an afterthought. So, in fact, in the book AI Essentials, I dedicate an entire section, chapter 8, on ethical and responsible AI, because I believe in today's world, this is not optional, right? This is part of the core problem solving journey. And I can recollect at Amazon, every AI system that we built went through a bunch of bias audits, and fairness checks as well, right? So bringing that kind of discipline, starting early, is what separates good AI practitioners from great ones.
Interesting. Great. Next question, and now my last question to you is: if there is one essential mindset shift that a beginner must make to survive and thrive in this AI age, what do you think it would be? This is a takeaway for the audience.
I think the mindset should be more of we should stop asking, will AI replace me, to moving to a world of start asking the what can I do with AI that I couldn't do before, right? And or looking at it from the lens of, will AI replace me, to how can I become irreplaceable, right? So the people who thrive in the AI economy are not the ones who fear the tool or this technology, but they're the ones who pick it up, use it, do it a few hundreds of times, better that, and before they do something else, right? Before they could do something without it. So having trained many people on AI, the ones who succeed are not always like the smartest in the room, but they're the ones who show up consistently. So being more curious, treat every new AI technology as an opportunity rather than threat. So that mindset from being a spectator to a builder, right, is the whole game. And that shift is very important. And the sooner you adapt, the sooner you change to that thought process, the better. And that will help you, get better at this the entire wave of AI.
Right. Thank you so much, Karthik, for sharing your insights in this world of AI. A very necessary topic. This is a very necessary topic that had to be discussed. And congratulations that your book is out now, Artificial Intelligence Essentials. This book is made for beginners, coders as well as non-coders. Link is in the bio, and grab your copy today. And once again, thank you so much, Karthik, for joining in.
Thank you so much, Nakul, and I'm super excited. Now that the book is out, I would request each of them to go grab their copies. Now is the time to hop onto this journey of AI. Better late than never. So go grab your copies, and wishing everybody all the very best.